Hello beautiful Pisces, welcome back to Intuitive Energies and to one of your Jane a Day readings. I'm going to be doing a reading. October is a really intense month for really, I find it as integrating yourself back into the world. I did the October, and that's in the videos before, for the month of October, every week, broken down. If you'd like to see that, it's on my YouTube channel page. You can find that. The thing is that we have been doing some internal work. We love to hermit. I mean, that is one of the favorite things for Pisces to go. We go internally, and then we work things out. You know, we clean things up, we make them shine, and then we feel really good about ourselves, and then we go back into the world, and that's when I find that sometimes things can get a little bit interesting. Let's call it interesting. We meet up with people, different energies. First of all, being empathic, for a lot of us, it's very hard to integrate other people's energies, especially if they're spinning like a top, especially if we're spinning this way and they're spinning that way. It gets a little bit, as soon as our energies kind of go in the same area, it can get a little weird. So what we're doing right now is we are playing the role of the observer, observing the way we feel, how we're reacting, how that's going, how people are reacting to us, because a lot of us have done some really intense changes. And that's what's important here, Pisces, okay? So this month, that's what we're focusing on, and I know that's what Spirit wants to focus on, to help you, I guess, like I said, integrate back into life. And the card flexibility comes out. So that speaks to me of keep it flexible. I love that it's number 9. Look at that, number 9. Okay, so keep flexible, not of only other people, because I know some of you will get your hackles up and say, well, why should I be flexible when they're not? It's about being flexible with you as well, them and yourself. Okay, so if you're reacting, if you're finding that you're getting resistance when it comes to the energies coming in, give yourself a break. Be very flexible with yourself. This is a learning curve like everything else that you've been doing. Just be kind. Be kind to you. Okay, so I'm going to read what this is. Of course, this is the sacral chakra. So it's in your powerhouse, okay? Let's see. This card today encourages you to invite more flexibility into your world. The nature of life and our experiences are constantly inviting us to find a state of flexibility. When you can surrender to these messages, they will allow and embody a more flexible state of being. This will bring an abundance of ease and grace as you find yourself in the flow. Have you ever been feeling a little rigid in your thoughts or ideas lately, maybe even a little stuck in your ways? If so, it's time to practice the art of flexibility. Okay, what's coming in before I continue here is I'm hearing, Spirit, that even when you're open, you can be stuck. You can be rigid in your thoughts about being open. I know that doesn't make much sense, but I'll give you an example. You go out, you're free-flowing, you're beautiful, and you meet up with somebody who is not, who is bucking you for everything that you're worth, and this is when you get rigid in thought. Why can't you be open? Why can't you just be open to everything? You understand what I'm talking about? This is what I mean. So I know it's a contradiction in terms, but be flexible with their rigidity. It's very weird to say this, but it's just let them be. Because sometimes we really want to help somebody to the point where we're being not flexible, okay, to let them take the time that they need. So this was coming in while I was reading that. You may be holding on to something in your life a little too tightly. Okay. And now it is a time to let go and allow some new energy to flow in. It's easy to get caught up in trivial ideas and thoughts, especially if you have strong belief systems in place in your life. This is everything I was talking about here. However, at this time, it will be beneficial and very healing to look at some of these outdated ways and beliefs that could be wreaking havoc in your world. Take some time to tune in and see what no longer serves you, and take the steps to bring about a little more flexibility. This card could also mean that you're being too rigid with a particular person, that it's time to give them and yourself a little slack. So that's what I was talking about. Flexibility is available to you right now. Let it in and allow for a life with a little more ease and grace. Affirmation, I am free-flowing and flexible. So this is, it kind of wraps it all up for me, the way it talks this way. So yeah, that was a revelation to me as well, Pisces. I'll let you know, because sometimes you talk to people and you want them to feel as good as you do, but they're not quite there yet, or they're not ready to listen. I have a few people in my life, I see them going in circles. Okay, I love them very deeply. I see them going in circles. I used to freely tell them stuff, but I used to lose some of these people in a shuffle, because they probably felt like I was lecturing them. So I don't do that anymore. I just let them be. I put in maybe a few chosen words every now and again, but other than that, I just let them come around. When they're ready, they will. They'll contact me, they'll let me know. And then at that point, if they require my help, I'll help them. If not, I'll just live my best life and hope that it's by example. If they need something from me, when they see me doing and living the life that I live, they will be curious, right? So be flexible with yourself too, when you're starting to feel like, oh, you know, ugh. This is a tree of life. It's creativity, destiny, magical blessings. So this is really saying, we've had this card before. It's beautiful. It's just repeating the same thing. You are well on your way. Your life is going well for the path that you have been going on. There's a lot of creativity, fertility, and this was destined for you. All of these paths, all of these things that are happening right now, this is bringing you closer and closer to your life's destiny, your life's journey. And that's truly, truly beautiful to watch. It's gorgeous to watch. I believe I've read it before, but I will read this one again, because I find it's very inspiring. The magical tree depicted in this image is symbolic of your life's journey. Having matured and grown strong through the changing seasons and cycles of life, you have now reached a stage of creative abundance. Your roots firmly planted in the fertile soil of your dreams and imagination, you are now ready to fulfill your destiny. A new creative cycle begins, one infused with your love and all the wisdom that you have gained through your life to date. The struggle is over. From now on, you will achieve greater results than ever before. And you will do this with grace, poise, and ease. All your past experiences, all the knowledge you've gained, and all your previous work now all come together to serve a higher, more heartfelt purpose. This is a period in which you truly are a master of your own destiny, a time where anything you would truly love to achieve and create is possible. The affirmation is, I am the master of my own destiny. All I truly desire, I create. All I create through love. All I create is for the highest good of all. I am truly blessed and grateful for all the abundance in my life. I really like this, and as I was reading this, I'm reminded of a reading that I saw from, I do believe it's Dee, from her second channel. I do watch her. She was the very first person I watched on YouTube. I love that there's an enchanted forest underneath. Let's just look at that. Okay, I feel that you're in the enchanted forest with the moon here, again with the tree. Okay, day, night, that balance in between, bringing in that flexibility between the two cycles. I love that. It's got 27 as well, another 9. Okay, 9 here, 9 here. And this is mystery, magic, and excitement. We were talking about mysticism yesterday and magic. Same thing, okay? Same thing applies here. So to get back what I was saying, Dee from Evolution, Consciousness Evolution, and I think now she has pick a card readings. I do believe it was in the pick a card reading channel where she was talking about picking an emotion. And it's a couple weeks back now. The thing about this is that It was talking about everything that you've done so far has led you to this point where things are going to get easier. And that was one of the readings, that's what she was talking about. She was talking about that a lot of the stuff that we went through as younger people were like tests and the hard parts that we had to get through, so that these years that are coming up are going to get easier and easier for us. So if you've done the work so far, you've advanced yourself and you know it. You'll know it inside yourself. Like I know it inside myself. I've done the work. The key thing here is what I was feeling when she was doing that reading is that it says we still always, even when our blessings come in, we wonder how long they're going to last. And Spirit said it's going to last. Don't see the darkness before it happens. Don't think that your blessings are going to go away. And it doesn't mean that things are not going to happen on your way, but don't expect the worst anymore, Pisces, okay? You've done the work. You've done a lot of good work. Some of that work that you've done is going to stop some of those bad things from happening, okay? You can't take in the things that surprise you along the way, okay? Somebody dies in a car crash. It's something you cannot control, even if you wished you could. But I'm talking about everyday things where you feel like you have a dark cloud following you. You have really worked through that cloud. You've taken chunks out of it. So the sun will shine on you a lot more than it has before. And that's what came through her reading, and that's what's coming through now as I'm doing this one. All right, so Divine Wisdom. There you go, 36. Another 9 that was underneath the deck. So there's a lot of 9s here. 369 for me is a very special, always special number. Always very, very meaningful. Okay, let's see. And if you hear grumbling, that would be my sacral chakra. I'm not even kidding. We're gonna try to talk through it. But I think I've been working a lot with it lately, and it's feeling very much that way. 7 of Swords, right? The 7 of Swords is protecting yourself from negative energies, deception, theft, from people who would try to undermine you. And I feel that because we have the flexibility card, be flexible with people who do come in with these. Just protect yourself from it, is what they're saying, okay? Flexibility doesn't mean let them affect your energy so that you vibe in the same level as them. It is just not letting those things affect you, okay? Be careful, because like I said, certain people are just, it's just going to feel that way with them, okay? Flexibility also means being able to walk away from a situation, knowing that there's, well, maybe nothing you can do right now. That's also a situation, and that's also a solution, okay? It's not defeat. It's just, it is what it is for now. The Chariot. Okay. The Chariot tells me that you are well on your way. This is your path. This is your momentum. You're the one in charge of it. So if you want to crash your chariot into a wall, it is definitely your decision. But I wouldn't do that if I were you. I would pick, to get back on the road. The obstacles that are there, go around them. Okay, slow down a bit when you need to, and then pick up speed again as you go. It has to do a lot with self-discipline for yourself to do this, okay? Your determination to keep moving and bring that energy in the right direction. So these two is about flexibility in both of those. So this is flexibility with others to walk away, and flexibility with yourself. In other words, to know that defeat doesn't mean loss. It just means that at this moment, it's not the time, especially if you're trying to help somebody. That's just the way it is, okay? There's always going to be two sides, and sometimes people are going to want to know your side, and some people are not going to want to know your side. They're just going to be that way. But that's all good things in time. It's just a balance on the planet, and that's okay. Because you see, if you're trying to make, what Spirit is saying is you're trying everybody to make on your side, that's still a pendulum that's swinging one way or the other. We don't want sides. We want people to follow their alignment and their path. Okay? So our job is to empower people. In that is always flexibility and this tree of life, knowing that they got to create their own path and do their own thing, right? It's about transformation, the Death card. It's about finding their own transformation. Okay? Some will keep growing. Some will be stuck in a fire, and then they'll have to rejuvenate or be like the phoenix and just grow again. Some are growing from seeds. Some are old growth. You can't tell the trees in a forest. There's different kinds, okay? You have the major, like they're showing me in different locales, different places. You have different... okay, let me try and put this in a way. You have different types of trees that grow in different environments. And let's say like in my area, have like maples and the bouleau. I don't know the name in English. My husband would. You have some oak trees. You have pines. So you have different trees that are from my environment in my area that I'm used to seeing, but they all grow together and they're in harmony with each other, okay? And so they're different but in the same spot, which is great. They work together well in a different environment, in a different state, country, continent. It's all different. But they still have the same group of different vegetations and growth. We have ferns here that are not trees, but they grow around the pines. So, they're all different levels, different types, but in kind of the same group that complement each other. So this is what they're saying, okay? This transformation will happen in different levels for different people. So don't force it. Don't try to make it something it's not. It will happen when it happens. Okay. Six of Cups. Come out again. Came out yesterday. The Six of Cups really wants you to tune in to your inner child for guidance. And I find that the inner child, this card is always telling me, get to the closest part of you before all the conditioning happen. They're also saying this might be your in for a lot of people. By reminding them before the horrors of whatever because a lot of people have suffered in childhood. But most of the time, I won't say all of the time, because some have had terrible childhoods from the moment they can remember. But most of the time, there's a bright spot in childhood. There's an innocence at one point that you can connect people back to. Friendship from childhood that meant the world. A moment from childhood that meant the most. And this is where your energies are at their highest, when you feel joy and happiness and a connection to spirit. Because this is when you've come back the nearest of the time that you were spirit and with spirit, okay? You were with source. So it's important. I think at the end of your life you get close, and at the beginning of your life as a human, you are close to that energy. So it's important to reconnect with those things. As I said, childhood and death, okay? So this also applies right here. Okay. The Six of Wands, victory with the Two of Wands, which is contemplating and thinking negatively. I got a Two of Pentacles vibe, but it's, the twos to me is good. The twos is like weighing stuff. It's good. It's got very much the scale thing. You will be a role model. Definitely a role model for a lot of people, but it's going to be in the flexibility and the way that you think. There needs to be a lot of flow, is what I'm getting from these cards. You need to be very free-flowing in the way you think and the way you act. Okay? You may have definite beliefs, but you have to remember that people, they have their own. And right, with the Lovers, you want to create a harmonious place for people to balance out what they need to figure out for themselves. It's really that simple. Okay? And that's it. With the Nine of Cups is an individual blessing, an individual need, an individual thing that you're looking for. Okay, it's a wish fulfillment and a contentment. And this is the path that you want to bring other people into. You don't want them to bring them on your path. You want to give them the tools for them to find their own the way you found yours. Okay, Pisces, I'm going to leave you with this. I hope that you've enjoyed this reading. I have. I know that some of you will say, why are we talking about other people? Well, because other people are going to be part of our lives again, okay? As the world opens up, we're not going to stay in lockdown forever. I know it may feel that way, but I feel differently about it, or at least I'm getting that vibe from it. And I just think that people are going to start getting back to their lives one way or another. And the thing is that they're going to feel like a lot of things have, I'm going to talk about that later on because there's a lot still coming in. I'm going to write these things down. We're going to talk about when I come back. Thank you so much, Pisces. I'm giving you lots of love, light, and blessings. As always, please take care of yourself. Take care of your health. Be careful out there of all kinds of energies and anything else that may be out there. I want you to stay safe. Take care, Pisces. I'll see you later.